Yes, it's the world news, and this is Revisit Television. Do you love and care about River State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Let us remind you that you can watch Rstv News live on YouTube at Rstv Online and Facebook at Rstv CH22 Online. Subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Now, news making the rounds this moment. Rivers women today joined their counterparts on the globe to celebrate this year's International Women's Day. The colorful event was held at the Ministry of Women Affairs Eastern Bypass in Port Harcourt. Ogboka Umeda has the story. The 12-year-old Oronsayo report would be implemented. The 800-page report recommended that 263 of the statutory agencies be slashed to 161. 38 agencies be scrapped, 52 be merged, and 14 be reverted to departments in various ministries, among others. A statement by the director said the SGF, George Akome, inaugurated the committee on the implementation of the recommendations on the review of reports and white papers on restructuring and rationalization of federal government parastatals, agencies, and commissions. He said the secretary lawmakers adopted a motion on a matter of public urgent importance titled Need to Evaluate the Implications of the Current Exchange Rates on the 2024 National Budget Implementation to ensure a balanced budget and increase in the standards of living of Nigerians. The motion, moved by the member representing Kosofe Federal Constituency, Lagos State, Kafilat Ogbara, drew the attention of the House to the fluctuating exchange rate of the Naira to the dollar since the passage of the 28.7 trillion 2024 budget by the National Assembly and the subsequent absence by President Bola Tinubu. Moving the motion, Ogbara, who doubles as the House Committee Chairman on Women Affairs and Social Development, noted that the initial proposal of the federal government on the 2024 budget, based on the projected 800 Naira to the dollar, is no longer feasible. However, the Naira has witnessed improvement in value in the past few days when it exchanged for 1,488 Naira to $1 in the official market, totaling over 5.19 trillion Naira owed the federal government by ministries, departments and agencies, oil companies, as well as individuals. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion by the member representing Oredo Federal Constituency of Edo State, Esosa Iyawe, titled Alleged Non-Remittance and Under-Remittance of Tax by Ministries, Departments and Agencies of Government, Oil Companies and other organizations. Moving the motion, the lawmaker recalled that in 2021, the FIRS revealed that the sum of 17.69 billion Naira was owed in taxes by some companies whose addresses were untraced till date, but no action was taken to locate or recover the funds. He said audit reports from 2015 to 2020 are owing 5.2 trillion Naira in taxes. Yahweh also argued that the under-remittance and remittance of tax deprived the federal government of the much-needed funds to drive its policies for national development, stressing that if the situation is not urgently addressed, the effect could be crippling on the country's amounting to 1.2 billion Naira over the past 2 years, some of which has already been recovered by anti-graft agencies. Consequently, the President appointed a new management team of the agency who will serve in acting capacity with immediate effect. Again, the House of Representatives has summoned the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Person over the unlawful detention of Dr. Christopher Otabo, Chief Executive Officer, Alliance Hospital, Abuja. Rep. Mike Etaba, Chairman, House Committee on Public Petitions, ordered the Director General of NAPTIP, Waziri Aziz, to appear before it on 18 April. The committee said the DG should appear to answer questions concerning the unlawful detention of Otabo. He said failure to appear before the House would leave the committee with no choice but to issue a warrant of arrest. The chairman said it was unfortunate that NAPTIP, which detained Otabo for 4 days, was not at the investigative hearing. The committee also urged the police officer handling the case surrounding the alleged organ harvesting leveled against Otabo before NAPTIP arrested and detained him to appear before it. The committee described as unfortunate the fact that NAPTIP relied on social media posts to obtain information that led to Otabo's detention. We earlier told you that the Rivers women today joined their counterparts on the globe to celebrate this year's International Women's Day. The colorful event was held at the Ministry of...
She spoke on the theme of this year's celebration, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress. Professor Odo charged the women to be inspired and excel in a male-dominated environment. She reiterated the determination of the present administration in pushing for policies geared towards the upliftment of women.
International Women's Day is used to push for certain affirmative actions, for certain things to be done and done by everybody. So it is important that we look at a way of encouraging women, inspire them to excel in a male-dominated society. We have to do something to prop up the women.
Still at the event, the Rivers State Commissioner for Women Affairs, Dr. Roslyn Oranta, traced the history of the celebration to 1911. Dr. Oranta appreciated Governor Fubara for providing Rivers women with the resources and enabling environment for their progress in Rivers State.
Political leaders, like this woman that come here, Professor Mrs. Ngozi Odo, who is the Deputy Governor of Rivers, is a woman. And when you come for the cabinet, we have a lot of women. Commissioner for Social Welfare is a woman. I am a woman. When you go to local government, all the deputy chairmen, they are all women. So we cannot say that women are not there. But what we say, they should work hard and increase themselves.
Women interviewed highlighted some challenges confronting the women and proffered solutions, while also appealing to the men folk to encourage the women to a brighter future.
Women are forbidden from doing certain things. So you see from day one, they check all protocols and allow them to be inclusive. Then you see them bringing out their best. We now have female professors.
Special in their own way. They are made specially and wonderfully and beautifully by the God of all creation. So I want to encourage them to use their talents and giftings and whatever God has placed in their hands.
Behind every successful man, there is a woman, a good woman with a good sense. So let men carry us on. And I wish every woman happy International Women's.
High points of the event were a lecture, goodwill messages, and other attractive presentations. Ogboka Umeda, Rstv News.
How do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Still on the news, U.S. to open ports for food aid to Gaza. And in sports, Flying Eagles begin
awesome wonder and mighty ruler, the King of all the earth.
That cannot attain. My vision is to use the resources of God, prepare people for heaven. My vision is to look for the lost souls, look for the prostitutes, look for the armed robbers, look for the killers, look for the assassins. Use the resources of God and rehabilitate them and prepare them for heaven. My mission is to look for children that cannot go to school, children that are roaming on the street. Use the resources of God, take them to a school, then that they can go to school and become better people tomorrow. That is my vision. Salvation.
OPS, Dr. Jesus in Action. Dr. Jesus in Action. God is here.
Wake up the champion in your child. Give them energy to go further. Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa helps wake up the champion in your child.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back to more news. President Joe Biden delivered a fiery State of the Union address, taking repeated swipes at Donald Trump and covered to refer to Mr. Trump 13 times in a speech that lasted more than an hour.
Vice President, members of Congress, my fellow Americans,
and criticized
in January
the Capitol riot,
1941, Franklin Roosevelt came to this chamber to speak to the nation.
The atmosphere
he said, I address you at a moment unprecedented in the history of the Union. Hitler was on the march. War was raging in Europe. President Roosevelt's purpose was to wake up Congress and alert the American people that this was no ordinary time. Freedom and democracy were under assault in the world.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden has announced the U.S. military will construct a port in Gaza to get more humanitarian aid into the territory by sea. The president made the official announcement during his State of the Union address on Thursday. He said the port, which will be
security
aid directly to Gaza, that's quote and unquote. The temporary port will increase the amount of humanitarian assistance to Palestinians by hundreds of additional truckloads per day, according to officials. The former head of Ukraine's armed forces has been appointed as the country's ambassador to the United Kingdom. Valery Zaluzhnyi was sacked by President Volodymyr Zelensky last month in what was the biggest shakeup to Ukraine's military leadership since Russia's full-scale invasion.
Сьогодні ж погодив кандидатуру посла нашої держави у Великій Британії. Генерал Валерій Залужний говорив мені саме про такий напрямок для себе – дипломатичний. Міністерство закордонних справ України направило відповідний запит на агреман. Наше союзництво з Британією має тільки зміцнюватися. Продовжуємо роботу із партнерами. Провів зустріч з міністром оборони Великої Британії. Він сьогодні був з візитом в Україні. Я подякував за відчутне лідерство Британії в безпековій підтримці України, у посиленні нашої оборони та спільних можливостей світу захищатись проти російської агресії. Сьогодні обговорили нашу подальшу взаємодію. Пріоритети очевидно вже досягнені.
As having both offensive and defensive experience. The decision to remove General Zaluzhnyi arrived at a time when the professional soldier was experiencing higher approval ratings than
Сьогодні ж погодив кандидатуру посла нашої держави у Великій Британії. Генерал Валерій Залужний говорив мені саме про такий напрямок для себе – дипломатичний. Міністерство
The champion in your child. Give them energy to go further. Milo Active Go and the natural goodness of malt, milk, and cocoa helps wake up the champion in your child.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Many thanks for joining us again. Now on entertainment, we all have creative passions to pursue outside of our main career lines, and actors are no exception, as they have delved into music. Some do it purely out of their love for music, while others see it as a means of alternative income. Mavis Victor from the entertainment desk takes a look at Nollywood actors who took a swipe at music and how well they are doing.
Veteran Nollywood actress Patience Ozoko, popularly known as Mama G, released an album of hit songs like National Moi Moi.
I will make my people happy, I will make everybody jolly, I will share the national moi moi, divide the national cake.
Nollywood actor Jim Iyke, who many refer to as the bad boy of Nollywood, released some rap songs in 2009 titled Who Am I, featuring Two-Face. Veteran Nollywood actress Genevieve Nnaji released a full-length album with the lead single being a song titled No More in 2004.
No more tears, no more freedom, power and more. No more crying more, no more fighting more.
Nollywood star actress Omotola Jalade Ekehinde ventured.
Civil servants get busy, law enforcers get busy, judiciary get busy.
Popular Nigerian actress Tonto Dike also ventured into music in 2014 when she released her song titled Hi, It's Over and Sugar. Popular Nollywood actor Nkem Owo, known as Osofia, released several songs, with the most notable being I Go Chop Your Dollar.
I don't suffer no be small, upon say I get sense. Poverty no good at all, now him make I join this business.
Late Mr. Ibu was not just a successful comedian in the movie industry. He also released his song.
Do you know what in they make me cry? I know. Do you really know what in make some people cry? I know. Do you want to know what in make my tears they come? I know. For this country, many things they happen. I know.
Mavis Victor, Rstv Entertainment News.
What can I say? May the soul of the departed rest in the bosom of the Lord. Now to sports news. Nigeria football bosses have announced that applications were open for the job of national head coach to replace Jose Posero ahead of the crucial World Cup qualifiers. Posero stepped down after leading the country to finals of the Africa Cup of Nations last month, where they lost 2-1 to hosts Ivory Coast. The 63-year-old Portuguese met the target of reaching the semi-finals, but opted to move on after negotiations reported to be mainly over salary broke down. Applications must be received no later than 12 March, according to the Nigeria Football Federation NFF announcement. Former Tanzania coach Emmanuel Amunike has been widely linked with the job after he assisted Samson Siasia and Augustin Eguavoin previously. The new coach will lead the team to two crucial 2026 World Cup qualifiers in June at home against South Africa and away to neighbors Benin. Nigeria are third in their World Cup qualifying group with 2 points from as many matches. Rwanda led the group with 4 points, while South Africa are second on 3 points. Lesotho and Zimbabwe are the other teams in the group, with the overall winner qualifying automatically for the World Cup in the United States in 2 years' time. Now, the Flying Eagles of Nigeria began their campaign in the men's football event at the Tet in Ghana with a shock 2-1 defeat to their less fancied Ugandan counterparts. Reports say the opening Group B match was played at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, Legion. The Junior Cranes of Uganda showed their intentions early, taking the lead in the 34th minute through Arafat Osama, but the Nigerian side replied almost immediately, with Sadiq Isiyaka equalizing with a cool finish in the 37th minute. On resumption of the second half, the Ugandans kept piling pressure on the Nigerian defense, with Ivan Irim Babazi eventually getting the winning goal in the 81st minute. Flying Eagles coach Ladan Boso said after the match that the team will correct the mistakes noticed ahead of their next match. Nigeria will next lock horns with Senegal on Monday at the same venue to rekindle their hopes of qualifying from the group. Nigeria finished as runners-up in the men's football event at the 12th African Games in Rabat, Morocco, narrowly losing to Burkina Faso in the final. And that wraps it up on tonight's news. But do you love and care about real estate and her peace? Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. You can watch Rstv News live on YouTube at Rstv Online and Facebook at RSTVCH22 Online. Subscribe and click the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. A quick reminder now of some of the major reports we had today. The Rivers State government has said it is investing in a deliberate policy that can translate into significant social and economic benefits to the society. The Deputy Governor of the state, Professor Ngozi Odu, gave the assurance at this year's International Women's Day held at the Ministry of Women Affairs in Port Harcourt. The House of Representatives has called for the review of the 2024 budget, considering the instability of the dollar against the naira, as goods and services are daily affected by the fluctuation. We had informed you earlier that President Bola Tinubu has suspended the Managing Director and Chief Executive